Hey, everybody, your agent Brad here, and I am on my podcast with who I would call Mr. Podcast, who actually gave me some information and got me doing some of these things. But my very good friend, Clinton Mansfield, the Provoke coach. Clinton, it is so nice to see you, my man. And how you been?
Yeah, man, awesome, brother. First of all, I appreciate you, thinking about me and bringing me on your podcast, man. This is it's awesome. I mean, we reconnected. I was just looking at my memories back.
It was almost a year ago to the day.
Almost a year to the day that you were on my podcast when I was just starting off, right? I mean, many moons ago. It seems like forever ago. But yeah, man, I really have so much gratitude for you bringing me on. I appreciate it, brother.
Oh, my pleasure, man. And I have to say, and I want to start out with this, is like, anybody get a chance, check out Clinton's podcast, The Provoke Coach, and you have so many interesting people on there, and so many things that I take away from your podcast that I try to instill in my business or just life in general. And a perfect example is yours with Adam Will.
Yeah.
Who we all know is a very, very good friend of mine. I love Adam. He is a brother of mine. And we talk all the time in our group text. But as soon as I got done listening to that, I was like, man, first of all, Adam is just killing it, isn't he?
He's awesome.
Right.
I took so many mental notes from our podcast. And I gotta be honest, I'm a little selfish because you said, all these guests that I have on my podcast are awesome, including yourself. Like, I pick up something from each and every single one of my guests that it's just awesome, and Adam got me going with speed. It's okay to have, like you were talking about before the call, a million things going on in your life.
Right.
And high performers usually perform a lot higher when they have multiple things going on.
Yeah, because people like us, our mind is constantly racing. And when we start to have downtime, that's when we get ourselves in trouble, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. I don't like idleness. I don't like chilling very much. Like, I'm always, and I mean that respectively. I mean, I need a break just like everybody else. But the reality of it is that even my hobbies, I'm trying to knock them out of the goddamn park right now.
Right?
I really am. Like, it's just how I'm geared.
So tell me where you're at right now and what you're doing, and then we'll go into detail of some of the things that, the things you bring to the table. But I just want to, I know your story. Tell your story.
Yeah. So I guess where I'll start is after college, I was chasing, of course, the dream, right? The white picket fence and get married and have kids and, buy a bunch of shit and, and have
get into that,
get a good job and make good money and then, have fun, I suppose. Right. So I did. And it was awesome. I was an executive for, almost 17 years in corporate America. I worked for, a large company. You may have known LA Fitness, right? I mean, it's a pretty good brand across, the US and even parts of Canada. And, I worked in corporate America for a long time, and I was very blessed to have just significant mentors in my life. The company invested heavily in our development as far as leadership, as far as management. It was in the health and fitness industry. So, what I finally studied when I really studied in college, was health and fitness and exercise and really helping people create a higher human performance and more peak performance. So it was such a weird mixture that I had for 17 years. I have this blend of, professionalism and business and sales and marketing acumen. And then, mixed with really helping people with their physical bodies and become better versions of themselves.
Right.
That it really kind of propped up the idea of me really taking what I've learned, from all these great people and all this great education to really help people at more scale. And really, I found my purpose back in 2018. I left corporate America. I took a bet on myself. My wife gave me the nod. She's like, look, I know you're ready. She's like, do it. And as soon as she said, do it, it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders. It was just this, euphoric feeling of, damn, like, here we go. Right. Mm-hmm. So I left a comfortable lifestyle in corporate America, and I took and I bet it all on red, and I was red, right? Like it was me, so I jumped out there. It was scary as hell. Entrepreneurship is just, it's not what people think. Like, it's not just about wearing an entrepreneur shirt and saying you're a business owner. Like, it's like that old, saying, like, I thought it was going to be all sunshine and rainbows, working for myself, but you take all the risk. So it was really, really, really scary. And it wasn't easy, it really wasn't. And I mean, it's still not easy, but I found purpose in what I was doing more so than anything. And that's really what, Provoke Coach is that we provoke positive change in people, and we help people get to their peak performance in different areas of their life. So we do a couple things. We do life coaching or lifestyle coaching, and we do business coaching. I tell people it's like Batman and Bruce Wayne or Clark Kent and Superman. It's kind of like, that's my 1-2 punch, right? Like, help people with their mindset and lifestyle and help them transform, non-business, but then also business owners and executives hire myself and my team to come in and fix the business portion of it. So it's pretty exciting. I love to do both. A lot of people are like, well, you should be more niche oriented and you should just focus on this. Well, look, as we were talking about, I love to do a lot. I love to have a lot of, different irons in the fire, if you will. I love to help people out, not only in their personal life and their business, because the way that I see it is that if I help my client, whether they hire me for a business as a business coach or a sales coach, to come in, I am fixing their mindset anyways. Right. I'm going to fix everything that's going on with that person. So when people hire me, they don't just get the business coach, because I dig in deep and we start working on their physical body, and we start working on their mental state. We start focusing on other things that are going to help them in their business.
Right. And I think that, and that's what I want to delve in first is I want to focus on the life part of it first. Yeah. And then we'll go into the business part. But as I'm doing the research and reading your website and everything, I think sometimes a lot of those coexist, right? Sure. You got to get the mental part, but so as far as the life coach part of it, at what point as an individual, not an entrepreneur or anything like that, is it time to hire a life coach? Like, the people that come to you, where are they at?
That's a great question. A lot of people think that, hiring a life coach. Well, first of all, let's talk about, the term life coach or the title life coach. Everybody seems like, you're going to be chanting these, these words and these phrases in the mirror that you are beautiful and everything is going to be okay.
I'm a big bright shiny star.
Right. Like, and it's so much not like that. I think that, I get people that either are already high performers. That means that they're already doing pretty good, right? But they want to get better. I think that that's the biggest thing, is that people, when they come on board, I don't choose to work with everybody. If they're not coachable, I won't work with them. Right. If they're going to be a pain in my ass, I got news for you. You're not on my team. You can't be on the team. Right. Like, I'm the coach, you're the player. Yep. Right. So that's how it works. Right. I can't run people's lives for them. All I can do is hold them accountable for the things that they want to accomplish and the things that they want to get done. So I've dealt with people that want to fix their physical body. Right. Like, they've been to the doctor. They obviously know my background with all these years in physical fitness and health and nutrition, is that we know that we can get that body right. See, I work with people that want to fix their physical body, but also people that want to fix their mental state. Yeah. And then, but also, people that maybe want to produce more in life, or they want to be more productive. Right. And that's what we've built the lifestyle coaching around, is that we said, okay, we know for a fact that once we start to fix the physical body, that things start to change chemically. And that starts to leak into your mental state. All of a sudden you start losing weight and feeling good and not having to take medication. Like everything is chemistry with your body.
Right.
If you're high blood pressure, high cholesterol, you're diabetic, you're overweight, like there's all sorts of chemical things that are changing your mental state on a biological level, right, but also those habits, right? And that's why we built a program, which is an entry-level program called the Habit Hack 100. And this is a 100-day transformation for your physical body, your mental state, right, and your peak performance and productivity. Okay. And all I did was I took from 2018, and of course, everything before that with knowledge, I took and broke it down to 22 habits that people must do on a daily basis. And some of them are very small habits.
Right.
They must follow in order to change their physical body, their mental state, and productivity and production, right? So doing these 22 things, because I told, like, if one of them was cardiovascular exercise, that you need to do cardiovascular exercise every day for no less than 30 minutes. That means you got to bring your heart rate up, right? 65 to 85% of your maximum, right? To make sure that you're actually, getting the cardiovascular exercise that you need. Do that for 100 days straight and then tell me how you feel.
Yeah.
There's so many things that change, right, in your physical body. That's just one example.
Right.
There's 21 other habits that people need to do on a daily basis. I've taken the best of the best. These aren't just my habits that Clinton came up with.
Right.
I didn't come up with the idea of exercise. I didn't come up with the idea of eating properly or nothing like this, right? Your mental state. I didn't tell you that, hey, I created meditation or breathing exercises or any of the, this. I didn't do any of that.
These are just the tools that work.
I took the tools of the top peak performers, right? That were in my program. I took the top out of every single one and put them into this entry-level program.
One of the things that that kind of stuck with me with Adam's podcast with you, and it was ironically, we always hear things at a perfect time, right? And my thing was a routine.
Yeah.
Okay. Creating that personal routine. I'm taking business out of it, right? And like I have made it a point to that I'm like 4 days a week, I'm running 2 miles. I'm doing it in the morning. I feel that mentally when I get to work, I'm ready, whereas if I don't, I'm stopping, I'm picking up a Red Bull, boom, down it, and I get ready to go. And there's 2 different people that show up to the office that day. There's the guy who had a routine and a schedule, right? And this guy's pumping on all cylinders. And then there's this guy who was lazy in the morning, who took an artificial supplement to try and get to the point where he's ready to go. And which one do you want to work with? And I think that that's the thing. And that kind of leads into my next question for you is a lot of people don't hit their goals.
Yeah.
Why is it, or what are the roadblocks that we as humans on the life side of this, what are our biggest what are we trying to overcome here? Right? Because here's the thing. I want to be in top physical shape when I go on vacation. You know what I mean? Like that. Right. I want that. Why am I? What's stopping me? What is my? You know what I mean? What are some of the things that your clients are telling you that where they're struggling?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's pretty easy. I mean, number one, people are afraid of failure and they're afraid of discomfort. Okay. And I mean, we all are. We're humans. Mm-hmm. I mean, anybody that tells you, oh, I love to exercise, I love to run, I love to eat healthy.
I know a couple of crazy people like that, though.
There may be, and they may be telling themselves that, or they may have been, those people. I mean, I've been in the industry for a long time, and I freaking hate feeling like puking after training legs. I hate the way that sometimes it feels, you know what I mean? To be hungry, right? Like if I'm cutting body fat and I'm getting ready for something, right? To be in a little extra trim, like there's certain things that you do. And I'm not, telling you like weird, or overdoing it, but that's one part. They're afraid of failure. They're afraid of discomfort. Okay. Right. But remember, that's when growth happens. Mm-hmm. growth only happens when you're uncomfortable. When there's imposed demand is the only time that you're going to grow. I mean, anybody that's ever been awesome at anything will tell you that they didn't start growing until there was discomfort.
Right. And my wife always says, do something that makes you uncomfortable today.
Yeah.
You know, get out of your normal and do something that you don't normally want to do, whether it's work out, whether it's make that phone call to the upset client or make those cold calls or whatever. Do something out of your comfort zone. So I guess that's kind of what she's been trying to tell me, right?
Yeah.
Is to get out of your comfort zone and kind of go from there.
Well, and remember something, Brad, it's a little bit, it's from always doing it over and over and over again, because, you know, once you start failing, you know, I mean, if we're using business as an example, like nobody likes to just cold call people out of the blue. Like it's lame, right? Yeah. Like nobody likes to. But damn, do you feel pretty good after slanging out like 20, 30, 40 calls? You're starting to be like, I don't care who answers. Like, you know, you start to play a game with yourself and you start to say, wow, you know, here I am failing. But the more that I fail, the easier it gets. And the easier that it gets for me to fail, the more chances that I'll take. The more chances that I'll take, the quicker and further that I got, right? See,